Assalamu alaikum, starting with the name of Allah, the most gracious, most merciful. Welcome to our webinar, Why Climate? And today we are commemorating the International Day of Epidemic Preparedness, right? We have experienced an epidemic in 2000, or rather 2020. Now, once again, there are some news, some rumors, some vibes that once again we are going to face some upcoming epidemic. So, today we are gathered here. The first reason is that internationally this day is UN is commemorating this day as the preparedness day for upcoming epidemic. Secondly, the important thing is that we have to discuss all together what in actual the climate hazards are and why climate change is so very much important and what is the impact and what is the impact of that climate change on upcoming weather or upcoming health issues or upcoming global factors which are you can say the people are saying these factors, these climatic factors are responsible for the upcoming pandemic. So why climate? As I am the I am an ambassador of an international program. So that's why, with the help of an active simulator, we will discuss today the few factors which are very much important in the case of global health. So, what these factors are, I am here. I'm going to share my screen with you. Okay, this is En-ROAD Climate Simulator. With the help of this simulator, we will discuss or I will tell you that why climate change or climate is so very much important in addressing these issues. And this, first of all, I want to introduce this little screen with you, what this little screen meant for. So this simulator is available in 20 languages, right? And it is the effort of Climate Interactive. They developed this simulator with the help of MIT Salon, right? This is the collective effort of MIT Salon and Climate Interactive. So this is available in 20 languages and it has all the available climatic impacts, greenhouse gas emissions, carbon dioxide emissions, all these things, all the data is here at one place. So we can easily discuss things and we can make scenarios and we can go for, and we, what is the benefit of this simulator that we can make policies, we take actions and we will get the results immediately we get the results. So what does it mean? It means that all of us knows that the pollution or the climate change and the temperature is the basic rising temperature is the basic cause of the climate hazards or climate pollution. So here we have this graph is about the global source of primary energy and the data from where we get this data. We have data from the, if I go through this, right? If I, yes. So we have all the data collected from the reliable sources. It's not like that कि जी हमने जो है वो कहीं से ये data जो है वो उठा लिया है, ठीक है? So what it is? It is the data from IEA, right? You know, आप सबको पता है कि IEA is the International Energy Agency. So coming back towards the simulator, what it is showing us in this dark color, brown color, it's the coal, it's the oil, it's the gas, it's the renewable energy, it's the bioenergy, and this is nuclear, this is new zero, right? So what happened, and these are the, I'm just introducing this simulator to you. These are the basic scenarios. That is energy supply, this is transport, this is carbon dioxide removal, other sources of greenhouse gas emissions, building and industry growth, new zero carbon, nuclear, oil, gas, everything. So what happened? When we move over slider, it means that we are going to reduce the coal from here to here. What happened? Ultimately, the greenhouse gas emissions decreases, right? So what we did, what is our action? Our action is that we phase out the coal. We completely phase out the coal, right? So what next we are going to do? We will reducing the oil. It means that we have stopped using oil. No more oil in our cars, in our industries. Our boilers are not using coal, and our industry is not using. Our industry is not using oil anymore. Then we what? Then what? Then we reduce. Then we reduce. Wait a minute. Okay. Then we reduce natural gases and definitely more reduction in the temperature. We have seen more reduction in the temperature. Then what we did, what is our next action? We will move towards renewable, right? Now we have used maximum renewable energy, right? Then we increase the efficiency of our transport, as everyone is saying that we have to convert on what? On EV, electrical vehicles, and then some other actions, electrifications. And what is the ultimate result of doing all these actions? These are our actions, right? These are our projects, these are our things जो कि कही जाती हैं कि जी आप ये करें तो टेम्परेचर जो है वो रिड्यूस होगा. Definitely we are getting the result. We are getting the result simultaneously, right? And what we have to go for building and industry, we have to improve the energy efficiency of our buildings and our industry as well. And then what we have to do, we have to go for nature-based solutions. What happened? This is the more reduction in the temperature. Okay, fine. Then with the passage of time, technologies are there, right? So technologies, we are developing technologies day by day. Then we also reduce agriculture emission, and then we will reduce waste and leakages from our you can say we will we will work on landfills, and we will you can say make projects on waste reduction, and then we go for deforestation. And what is the ultimate result of all these actions? The ultimate result of all these actions are 1.9 Celsius. We have, if we totally phase out oil, gas, natural gas, coal, then it is possible, and we use maximum renewable energy. Then what happened? Then we get the ultimate target, that is over you can say 1.5 Celsius. We will reach at least we will reach near to our target, right? We are not achieving this target, but this is not possible in actual. We can't phase out from coal, oil, and natural gas. We can't do the that we can't make it possible that we convert all our appliances on renewable energy. It is not practically happen. We can't do it, right? And then what is the actual action that we have to do, right? What is the actual action? We will once again towards the main board. So why we are doing this, why these actions are so very much important? Because it is the scientific prediction that if we never take actions, then at the end of this century, our temperature will hit plus 3.3 Celsius. So this is the problem. And when our temperature hits this level, that is 3.3 Celsius, what happened? This is the I just introduced this little I just introduced this simulator with you, but now I am addressing the specific problem. Like, what is the impact of biodiversity? What is the impact of biodiversity if the temperature is keeps on increasing, right? If we never take any action, any practical action, what is the impact on biodiversity? Now here is the data, right? First of all, I will show you now I am starting the actual session. So this is the impact of this is today, right? We are at the extreme weathers. How we can say that we are at the extreme weathers? Because in last 50 years, we face heat waves after every 8 years, right? So what is the baseline scenario today? Baseline scenario is that in 2021, if we never take any action, and things moves on as they are right now, then what happened that at the end of this century, our earth is not, we are not able to live on that earth, and our temperature reaches to 3.3. Now we can see the impact of the, we have moved towards coal, oil, we have reduced all these things, and we will, as we are taking the appropriate action, right? I'm doing this randomly, right? So electrification in building, electric energy efficiency, we have to increase the electric energy efficiency, because Asad is also with us. He will tell you what is the impact of energy efficiency on the building. He is very much expert on that. So agriculture emissions, by taking all these actions, we have reduced the temperature up to 2.1 Celsius, right? Now here is the, we are in which we are in, we are in 2024. We are doing this practice in December 2024, because we want to start something really practical in the next year, right? Because we don't have our baseline targets. ये जी हमने ये कोई टारगेट हमने अभी तक सेट किए ही नहीं, हमारी इंडस्ट्री ने, हमारे organizations ने, they are still doing haphazardly things are people are doing things regarding climate haphazardly. There is no single policy that we know that we have to do this. So you have seen this, there is greenhouse gas net emissions. I will tell you why greenhouse gas net emissions is so much important, right? So what is the impact of this? Now we will now we will uh, now we will see that. So what is, this is the, with 3.3 we have to face the heat waves impact every 29 years, right? So with our actions, when we take actions, when we reduce coal, oil, and things like that, what happened? Okay, where is the, so the simulator is not, okay, fine. Okay, this is, when we take action, what happened? The temperature gradually reduced. This is the results of our appropriate actions, right? So now we will see the same impact on the biodiversity. So this is the result of the species lost if we don't take any actions. That at the 3.3 degrees Celsius, we lost invertebrates. 50% of the invertebrates, they can't survive at that temperature. Insects, definitely 50% insects died, right? Plants, 45% of plants, they will die or disappear from the planet Earth if we are continuing our practices and we never take any action. Mammals, then definitely 24% of the mammals, they are extinct, they vanish if the temperature rises up to that level, right? So once again, we will take action, but this time I am taking some, you can say, some practical actions. And at the last of this session, I will tell you what is the difference between just when I move sliders here and then here and then here, and what is the actual actions what I have to do. So if we develop nature-based solutions, right? Dr. Anila is also with us, and she is developing nature-based solutions in UET. Definitely, she will also share her experience or her expertise with us, right? So we have to develop nature-based solutions. We have to go for agriculture emissions. We have to go for waste and leakages, right? And one more thing, one more thing we have to do, and that is we have to go for the carbon price. You know, carbon, इसको carbon tax ना कहें, इसको carbon price. And when we add carbon price, what is the result? Result is that the gradual and rapid decrease in the temperature. So that's why if we want to get our goals, if we want to achieve, if we want to save our planet, as we are unite today here for the purpose that why climate, right? So what is the result of these actions, these proper actions, that we limit what we are limiting टेम्परेचर एंड व्हेन वी आर लिमिटिंग बिकॉज ये कोई क्लास नहीं है जिसमें मैं आप बहुत ज़्यादा डिटेल्स बताऊं बट डेफिनेटली जब हम डिटेल सेशन करते हैं तो देन डेफिनेटली वी विल गो फॉर द डिटेल्स एज वेल दैट व्हाई दिस इज बिकॉज देयर इज अ साइंस बिहाइंड ऑल दीज एक्शन दैट नेचर बेस्ड एक्शन में हमने कौन सा नेचर बेस्ड एक्शन जो है वो सिलेक्ट किया है ठीक है कार्बन रिमूवल की तरफ 71% we move towards carbon removal and then when we active the detailed setting then there is a lot of data, right? That is the percentage available for land used for afforestation. This is also nature based solution, right? Along with that there are so many nature based solutions, carbon capturing, biochar, and there are so many things included in this, right? So but in the limited time we have to just make our mind that what in actual we have to do. So that's why we are just discussing it. Okay ji. Then move towards the deforestation, right? And when we take these 2 or 3 actions, these are the actual work we have to do. This is the actual work we have to do. And then we have to add renewable, and we go for some coal, some oil, right? And you have seen what little effect of reducing coal and oil. That later I can tell you that there is the most appropriate actions are the agricultural emissions, waste, deforestation, and carbon price, right? And along with that, energy efficiency, right? When we go for electrification, energy efficiency of buildings, electrification, and we add technology, and we have add little, renewable is not working, energy efficiency is working, electrification. So we are very near to our target. We are, if we now we discuss another scenario, and that is extreme heat waves, right? This year we suffered extreme heat waves in Lahore as well. And here is the Lahore. And I will just now view larger. Now you can easily view Pakistan. Here is the Pakistan, and here we are at Lahore. So it is the map of days per year expected to reach a temperature at above 32 degrees Celsius or 90 Fahrenheit around the world. So these areas, this light gray area indicates regions where data is unavailable, including the light Arctic area and Hawaii and other islands. But the areas where you see that pink, light blue, green, these are the, you can say, the areas where the rise in the hot days expected in future. So these are the 1 to 7 days, 8 to 30 days, 31 to 90 days, 91 to 180 days. And at extreme, we have 181 days heat waves. We will continuously suffer 181 days of extreme heats if we never take any action. So these are the map year. This is the map year slider. If we set this slider, we have set this slider at 2030, right? This is our this is our baseline scenario, right? And and what is our current scenario? We have to move. We have to take some actions. Now I am just moving these sliders in order to just view what happened by taking some actions. Can we make any difference in the situation? And here we reach at the 1.18 degrees Celsius temperature. If we take these actions, then definitely these are the actions. We are not adding renewable. There's nothing happened by adding renewable. Later in some other session, I will tell you why it is so. By increasing transport energy efficiency, definitely this will impact, right? Electrification of transport sector will definitely impact, right? And we will achieve 1.7 Celsius, the target of 1.7 Celsius degree. But along with this, we have to discuss another factor which definitely impact the situation, and it is humidity. So once again, this is we will discuss humidity, because the combination of high humidity and heat impair the human body's abilities to self-cool through sweating, which increases the risk of life-threatening conditions such as heat stress, heat strokes. So the global temperature rise, extreme humidity, and heat events become more frequent and intense. So now you can visibly see the change in the graphs from 3.3 to 1.7 degrees Celsius. by taking some actions, we have definitely, when we are doing something seriously to protect our planet from these upcoming hazards, then definitely we will get results. So along with that, now when there is extreme heat waves, then what is the impact of these heat waves on life, right? So we have here the another sliders, another graph, another data, which tell us about the death rate from extreme heat by region. In Southeast East Asia, this graph shows the number of deaths per 1 lakh people each year due to heat exposure by region. So with the help of this graph, we identified the formulated relationship between global mean temperature and impact of human health. Because the temperature rise, this rising temperature outed labor losses due to extreme heats are projected to increase, right? So it is very much difficult for the outdoor workers, for heavy labors, for heavy labor sectors, for the as agriculture, forestry, fisheries, and constructions. People are not able to work in fields in the you know, in the what we said at the construction sites, if the temperature is so very much high. So just we will, so you have seen, if we take some actions, then definitely we will address the problem in proper way. We can address the problem by making a good policy based on knowledge and based on real action. Now I will, because this, with the help of this simulator, the simulator will help us uh, uh, in making this simulator help us in uh, mm, on the basis of knowledge, because this is based on knowledge, and this simulator will tell you so very much things. This session is just like sea level rise. What is the impact of sea level rise, right? And what will happen now? I will carbon dioxide emissions, right? Carbon dioxide emission, and what is the carbon gross emissions from forest area, right? And on the other hand, we can go for, and we can predict so very much things for carbon dioxide removal, that how we can remove carbon dioxide from land, from sea, what we have to do. And uh, one more thing I want to show here, and it is the crop, what happened to the crops. Uh, Also, what happens to crops? Yes, right? Decrease in the crop yield from rising global warming. And on the other hand, we can discuss the most health hazard uh, problem, which is air pollution, right? This is air pollution from coal, from oil, right? This is from coal, from oil, from gas, that how we can address the problem of air pollution. Now I will discuss the air pollution because it causes smoke, and the impact of air pollution is so very much, air pollution and carbon dioxide emission, right? So this is the carbon dioxide emissions. Oh, okay, fine. We will discuss greenhouse gas emissions, because these are very much important. From carbon dioxide emission is the only emissions, but greenhouse gas emission are the emissions. Okay. which are directly responsible, these greenhouse gas emissions are directly responsible for the poor quality of air, right? For the poor quality of air. So that 2.25 particulate matters, PM is not Prime Minister, but it stands from particulate matter. So annual global particulate matter emissions from energy stakes by source compared to the total in the baseline scenario measured in megatons. It is measured in megatons. So again, we will just, yes. So you can visibly notice the result of your actions just by doing few correct things. You can limit the temperature. So now we will definitely move. I'm going to stop this, right? Because here we are just uh, discussing the interruption. So I invite Ma'am Imrana to share her views. Hello, Assalamu alaikum, ma'am.
Ji, Assalamu alaikum. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, I'm hearing you.
Acha, acha. Thank you so much. First of all, I'd like to congratulate you, Iram, for doing such an incredible, proactive and consistent, making such a consistent contribution to understanding the reasons for climate change and their mitigation and doing something on ground. I think all of us sitting in Lahore
Yes,
realize this more than anyone else in the world, as we have had been the most polluted city in the world. I'd just like to say that with the right tools and the right priorities and the right mindset, which needs to be changed, we can reverse these impacts within months. Everyone says, Bada mushkil hai, how is it going to happen? But I think that it is something that is very doable. And Ma'am Iram has provided a very good platform for people to collaborate and come on board from the public and the private sector to understand. और ये जो आपने वो simulation pad there. This is absolutely brilliant for projecting
yes,
what may happen if we don't take action. So this is a very good tool that I think all of us should learn how to use. And I think your workshops for this are very useful. All of us should adopt these. But जहाँ तक ये आज preparedness का ताल्लुक है, I just like to talk about the current existing uh, preparedness organizations within the government and the private sector. NDMA, I think, is the largest, is the one that has the mandate to um, review what is happening and to predict and also mitigate. So I think NDMA, it would be nice to have someone from NDMA the next time so that they can give us a briefing on what their current way of addressing the climate situation is. Because if I think that we all understand that when the smog comes upon us in October and we are not prepared, and suddenly we see that hospitals are full and there is a crisis, then certain steps are taken. School band kar do, dukane band kar do, 8 baje kar do, construction band kar do. Now the thing is that any immediate action like this is not going to serve the purpose, because these are running industries, these are schools are running, there's a whole system behind all this. So if we are prepared and we know, which we do,
yes,
my question is to everybody here, why are we unable to project this 8 months before the smog comes in. Not that the smog is not there all throughout the year. The smog is there, but because it is summer, ये ऊपर चली जाती है, and we don't feel it as much. So I think that the urgent need for awareness in all sectors is कि भाई हमें पता है, we have reached emergency level. We are in a health emergency, which is a national emergency. बच्चों के लोगों के 5-5 साल के बच्चे वेंटिलेटर्स पे पड़े हुए हैं, and so I would like to urge all of us here to maybe, we would love to hear your contributions, but other than the NDMA, if there are any, देखें, we are all working in our own way in small pockets, and I think the purpose of something like this is to bring all of us together to one platform, so that जब हमारी आवाज जाए तो एक अच्छे तरीके से जाए, and that it is effective for on ground action. So I think कि हमें भी एक coalition बनानी चाहिए. I would like to propose. Currently, I'm heading the Climate Change, Environment, and Sustainability Initiative at BNU. But we've created a charter जिसमें हम चाहते हैं आप सब शामिल हों. We are also creating a collective platform for academia and the public and private sector, जिसमें industry, corporate सब शामिल हैं. So we would welcome you on this, and I can share this with the people attending the session. और अगर आप भी आगे circulate करें ताकि हम इसमें collective charter में आप लोग सब शामिल हो जाएं, और जो हमारी contributions हैं, they can become stronger then. So this is what I'd like to suggest, and I'd leave the floor for everyone else to give their comments. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so very much, because this topic is so wide. So when I open that simulator, तो मुझे एकदम से ये होता है कि मैंने क्या बताना है क्या नहीं बताना, ठीक है, बिकॉज एक एक सेक्टर पे डिटेल्ड वर्किंग है, ठीक है. और अभी यहाँ पे कोई कह रहा था कि कोई देसी प्रोफेसर, खुदा की कसम मैं देसी प्रोफेसर ही हूँ, बिकॉज मैंने देखा है कि अंग्रेजी समझ नहीं आती, अंग्रेजी बोलने वालों को भी नहीं पता कि व्हाट डज मिटिगेशन, resilience and things like that meant for, and how we develop the nature based solutions, right? So I am feeling right now there is a big pressure on the policymakers can make a policy, natural policies बनाए, natural projects लेके आए, but there is no one. They are totally focused towards the funding, that how we get the funding and how we, you can say, reshape our present projects into the nature based project, right? So this is the fact. So definitely हम लोगों को जो है वो आगे आने पड़ेगा. So definitely our next speaker is Dr. Anila Anwar from UET. She is professor, doctor, and Fulbright scholarship holder, and she has developed very good nature-based solution. I really love her research. Okay, Dr. Alina, please open your mic and share.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum and very good afternoon, everyone. First of all, thank you so much, Ida, for inviting me here, for having me here. And let me start with a thought. What kind of world do we want to create for our children and future generation? हम क्या करना चाहते हैं फ्यूचर के लिए? Today we face serious challenges like climate change and environmental degradation. These issues demand solutions that are smarter, very smarter, sustainable, and inclusive. Science-based solutions can really guide us toward a better future, and industries have a key role to play in adopting these solutions. But equally important is the role of women, whose contribution often bring unique perspectives and innovative ideas. Imagine a world where clean air, safe water, and access to healthcare are universal. This is not just a dream. To be perfectly honest with you, it's a future we can create with science, collaboration, and inclusivity. Our planet is at a tipping point, facing climate changes, environmental degradation, and resource scarcity. But these challenges came with an opportunity, the chance to redefine how we solve problems, leveraging the power of science-based solutions to build a better, more sustainable future. Well, very briefly, जो talk है मेरी, I'll focus on three major points today. The first one is the role of science and nanotechnology, because my area of specialization is nanotechnology with particular focus on environment and healthcare applications. So the role of science and nanotechnology in tackling environment and healthcare challenges. And the second, the importance of academia and industry linkage partnerships in translating research into real world impact. And last but certainly not the least, जो आखिरी point होगा मेरा, the transformative power of women empowerment in driving inclusive innovations. So what is the role of science, first of all? क्या है? और what we are doing as a scientist, as a chemist? क्योंकि I have advanced nanotechnology research lab at UT Lahore, और हमारे पास कोई 20-25 स्टूडेंट्स हैं MPhil के, कोई 8-9 PhD scholars, they are working in our lab. The three major projects we are running at the minute, the first one is nanoscale biomaterials for healthcare. Healthcare is the major issue है, और Pakistan, you all know, Pakistan has natural disaster, high accidental rates, और हमें क्या चाहिए, हमें कोई ऐसा मटेरियल चाहिए, बायोमटेरियल विच वी कैन यूटिलाइज और हम यूज़ कर सके, सर्जन यूज़ कर सके। हर आपके पास जितने भी हॉस्पिटल्स हैं, जब कोई बोन फ्रैक्चर होता है तो उस हॉस्पिटल में उस बोन फ्रैक्चर के लिए एक मटेरियल यूज़ होता है विच इज़ कॉल्ड बोन सीमेंट एंड बोन सब्सटीट्यूट मटेरियल। ये जो बोन सब्सटीट्यूट मटेरियल है, अनफॉर्चुनेटली वी डोंट हैव even a single industry or company here which is synthesizing this material commercially locally. अब लोकली हमारे पास कोई नहीं है, हम लेते हैं बाहर से लेते हैं, ठीक है, इंपोर्ट करते हैं। तो हमें इनका सोल्यूशन चाहिए। बीइंग अ साइंटिस्ट केमिस्ट हम बना सकते हैं उसको, ठीक है, उसको हमने उन प्रोडक्ट्स को हम डेवलप कर सकते हैं, लेकिन उनकी एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप एंड कमर्शियलाइजेशन वी हैव टू हैव समवन फ्रॉम द गवर्नमेंट और फ्रॉम द इंडस्ट्री जो कि इन स्टूडेंट्स को, ठीक है, जो हमारी लैब में काम करे, इनके साथ मिल के चले, ठीक है। तो एक हमारे पास है, हम बोन सीमेंट एंड बोन सब्सटीट्यूट मटेरियल बना रहे हैं, और इसका पेटेंट हमने यूके में जो है वो उसको फाइल किया है, यूके पब्लिश्ड है पेटेंट, और उसमें इस मटेरियल को हमने, टू बी ऑनेस्ट विद यू, जस्ट इन 5 minutes we can prepare highly phase pure bone substitute material and many other type of nanomaterials by using the unique nanoreactor we designed and we patented. तो हमने उस पेटेंट के अंडर हम वो बना सकते हैं, लोकली बना सकते हैं। तो what we actually want, industrial collaboration, collaboration with the government, with the environment और policy holders जो है उनके साथ। Second जो हमारा काम है under the HEC and the World Bank. We have many projects working in our lab in UT Lahore, और कोई 12-13 प्रोजेक्ट्स हमने अभी जो है वो विन किए हैं। उनमें से द मेजर जो हमारे पास है वो वर्ल्ड बैंक का प्रोजेक्ट है अंडर HEC एंड वर्ल्ड बैंक, दैट इज एक्चुअली द इंडिजिनस टेक्नोलॉजी डेवलपमेंट ऑफ फॉर सस्टेनेबल वाटर एंड एयर प्योरिफिकेशन। हमारी लैब्स में यूईटी में पूरी मेम्ब्रेन टेक्नोलॉजी जो है उसका पूरा एक सेटअप है। वी हैव मेल्ट ब्लोन मशीन फॉर द कमर्शियल स्केल synthesis and development and fabrication of nanoscale biomaterials and nanomembrane, और हमारे पास electrospinning methodologies है in order to make electrospun nanofibers for bone tissue engineering for sustainable water and air purification, and we have different type of phase inversion method as well in order to form a different type of membrane technology for sustainable water and air purification. तो ये तीनों टाइप की जो मेजर membrane technology के equipment हैं under HEC, under NRPU, under World Bank project, under Fulbright, USAID, by using all these platform हमने ये चीज़ें जो हैं डेवलप की हैं। We also have water filtration assemblies as well in order to filter the water, in order to check the water quality. So these are the thing। और उसके अलावा हमारे पास हमारी लैब्स में हम सिर्फ एक रैंडम टाइप ऑफ फाइबर्स नहीं बना रहे, वी आर ऑल्सो वर्किंग ऑन अलाइंड फाइबर्स, नॉट ओनली working on simple nanomaterials. We are also working on different type of materials, layer by layer assemblies पे हम काम कर रहे हैं. हम nano composite biometallic पे काम कर रहे हैं. हम hybrid nano composite scaffolds बना रहे हैं. हम layer by layer assemblies बना रहे हैं for tissue engineering, for bone regeneration. So these are the different type of work we are doing in our lab. Another thing, the topic which we are working on is nanocosmetic science. We are working on nanocosmetic science and skincare as well, क्योंकि ये भी एक major problem है हमारे यहाँ पे. तो we have actually developed unique nano formulation of nanocosmetic products for different type of skincare. और वो हम जो है वो लॉन्च भी कर रहे हैं, कुछ हम कर चुके हैं. हमारी जो है यूईटी में ग्रुप की सिलेक्शन हुई अंडर एक्सपो टीडैप प्रोजेक्ट के अंदर. वो 2 प्रोजेक्ट हमारे सेलेक्ट हुए. 200 से ज़्यादा कंट्रीज़ ने उसमें जो है वो पार्टिसिपेट किया और उसमें हमने फ्री सैम्पलिंग भी दी अपनी नैनो कॉस्मेटिक्स की, नैनो सीरम्स की. सो दीज आर डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ मटेरियल्स, नैनो स्केल बायोमटेरियल्स अंडर नैनो टेक्नोलॉजी वी आर डेवलपिंग एंड वी आर वर्किंग hard with in order to address and mitigate the climate, you see the change as well. Working with the different associations with UK, with Italy, with different type of countries, China, with USAID, USDA, with Fulbright Forum, and many other forums with industries. There are many industries on board. We are working with them. So from this forum, I would love to say we are very open to collaborate with everyone. So anyone wants to collaborate from industry, from academia, from the government institute, from the private companies, you're more than welcome with us. So these are the major projects we're working on. Second thing which I would definitely focus on, we can't do much alone. We have to work together. Together, we can really make a major difference. So I believe in that. So the second major thing is academia-industry linkage. Academia-industry linkage is very much important. A very strong and healthy relationship, connection between academia industry is the need of the day now. ठीक है? It's very much important कि हम उनके साथ connect करें. व्हाट वी कैन डू इज हम प्रोडक्ट बना सकते हैं, हम इनोवेशंस ला सकते हैं. उन इनोवेशंस को आगे प्रैक्टिकल एप्लीकेशंस में कन्वर्ट करना, इन ऑर्डर टू कन्वर्ट दैट इनोवेशंस, दैट साइंस इनटू प्रैक्टिकल एप्लीकेशन, दैट्स द वर्क ऑफ गवर्नमेंट एंड इंडस्ट्री एज वेल. सो आई थिंक इंडस्ट्री शुड बी ऑन बोर्ड कि इसको हम करें. द गैप बिटवीन रिसर्च and real world application can only be bridged through strong, I must say, academia industry collaboration. Universities are a hub of innovation, but their ideas need industrial collaborator, industrial partners, industrial partnership in order to achieve large scale impact. So industry benefits by gaining access to cutting edge research, while academia thrives through practical application of its findings. हम चाहते हैं कि whatever we are doing, whatever we are synthesizing, हम चाहते हैं कि we should go for the commercialization of the product we are working on. And I think industry is the main part, government is the main part, even private industries, private institutes. So I think inter-institutional collaboration is also important. Government, private institutions, collaboration is important. Industry, academia, collaboration, partnership is very much important in this regard. For example, nanotechnology innovations from university lab can be commercialized to more friendly, eco-friendly products that reduce industrial waste and save cost. हम ये कर सकते हैं कि हम इंडस्ट्री को कॉस्ट इफेक्टिव प्रोडक्ट जो है वो बना के दें, उसको सेल करना, कमर्शलाइज करना, that's at the part of industry. And the last thing, which is certainly not the least one, women empowerment, the role of women in order to make a change, a big change. हमें पता है कि हमारी जो almost half जो है हमारे पास population है वो female है, ठीक है, around 49%. तो अगर ये जो population आपकी है, अगर आप इसको lead role नहीं देंगे, अगर आप इसको प्रोमिनेंट नहीं करेंगे, अगर आप उसको एग्रीकल्चर में, इसको सोलर सेल्स में, इनको नैनो टेक्नोलॉजी में, मेडिसिन में, हेल्थ में, डॉक्टरी में डॉक्टर बनाएं, इंजीनियर्स में, इंजीनियरिंग यूनिवर्सिटीज़ में, अगर विमेन नहीं आएंगी इन रोल्स में, इवन पॉलिसी मेकिंग में, लीडरशिप रोल में, अगर ये 50% नहीं आएगा तो इट मीन्स स्ट्रेट अवे आप 50% को साइड पे कर रहे हैं. ठीक है, तो वो तो कंट्रीब्यूशन उसकी नहीं है, आप उसको साइड पे करें. तो विमेन कैन ब्रिंग diverse perspectives and solutions to the table, which are critical in addressing global challenges. Women scientists, already बहुत सारी women scientists हैं, are driving innovations in clean energy, in solar cells, in sustainable materials, in agriculture, in nanofertilizer. We are working on nanofertilizers. We are working on sustainable water filtration, water membrane, different type of assemblies we are producing, cosmetics we are producing. We are working on healthcare for bone tissue engineering, bone regeneration, for surgery. So we are working. So many other women are also working on the same line. So in communities, women-led initiatives like solar energy, like climate change, air purification, or different type of other, the projects should be given to the women, and they can transform lives with promoting that sustainability. For sustainable country, for sustainable world, we have to go for sustainable promoting. We need to promote sustainability in every way by including women, empowering women at all levels, academia, not only at academia, कि हम उनको doctors बनाएं, engineers बनाएं, हम उनको पढ़ाते जाएं, नहीं, we have to have women in industry as well. Industry में women को होना चाहिए. They can be the part of policy making. They can be the part of decision making. और यहाँ तक नहीं, उनको लीडरशिप रोल में आना चाहिए. Women कैन बी द बेस्ट मैनेजर. एक विमेन जो है उसको पता है घर को कैसे मेंटेन करना है, ठीक है, बच्चों को कैसे करना है, एट द सेम टाइम इंडस्ट्री को कैसे करना है, या अगर आप जॉब करें यूनिवर्सिटी में तो अपनी लैब को, अपनी टीचिंग को कैसे करना है. तो विमेन को अल्लाह की तरफ से जो है वो कुछ चीज़ें दी गई हैं, तो मेरा ख्याल है वी हैव टू गेट द बेनिफिट ऑफ ऑल दैट थिंग्स. तो हमें उसमें से बेनिफिट करना चाहिए. और इन ऑर्डर टू कंक्लूड, मैं चाहूँ कि बाकी भी जो स्पीकर्स हैं उनको भी टाइम दिया जाए. Trust me, the road to a sustainable future actually requires us to harness the power of science, foster partnerships, collaboration between academia, industry, government officials, even private institute, and empower women to lead these institutes. Together, trust me, we can create solutions that are more innovative, inclusive, and impactful for all of us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Anila. You well said that we have to collaborate. जो चीजें आपने डेवलप की है ना, what is the impact of these innovations on climate? It is कि हमें वो चीजें import नहीं करनी पड़ेगी. Industry को we have to tell why I am efforting all these, because I just want to link industry with academia, और जो missing gaps है उनको क्या करना है, we have to fill these gaps. Until or unless हम उनको ये नहीं बताएंगे, आसान जुबान में इंडस्ट्री को नहीं बताएंगे कि how much beneficial this thing for you, that we have solutions, we have innovations, we have each and everything. What in actual is required? Just implementation. कोई भी इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट आगे आए, आके जब जो चीज आप बाहर से मंगवाते हैं उसमें आपका फोसिल फ्यूल होता है ना, ठीक है, आपकी वो सप्लाई चेन की जो सप्लाई चेन एमिशन को जब हम एक इंडस्ट्री को जाके बताते हैं तो हम सप्लाई चेन एमिशन की बात करते हैं, ठीक है. और सप्लाई चेन एमिशन में हम कहते हैं कि जी यू हैव टू रिड्यूस द सप्लाई चेन एमिशन. दे डोंट नो व्हाट डज इट मींस. इट्स रियली मेंट फॉर दैट कि जी हम क्या करें, खुद से प्रोड्यूस करें. जो चीज चाइना से आ रही है, जो चीज बाहर से आ रही है, तो वो कहाँ से आ रही है, वो डेफिनेटली किसी रूट से आ रही है ना, तो उसमें कितना फॉसिल फ्यूल लगेगा. तो व्हाट इज in actual reducing carbon footprints? Reduction of carbon footprints is in actual starting production, in-house production. Start in-house production. अपनी चीजें बनानी शुरू करें, ठीक है. We have another expert engineer Asad Mahmood with us, and he is sustainability expert. मैंने इनका intro लिखा तो इन्होंने कहा I'm just right sustainability expert. So Asad, now it's your turn. You just share your vision on all this.
Yeah, thank you very much for inviting, and it's good that many eminent personalities are in this session, and wish you best of luck. Definitely, the tool which you presented, it's something like it's an open public good app tool एंड आई थिंक लाइक जब तक कोई चीज़ ग्राफिकली इंटरप्रेट नहीं की जाती तो वो नंबर्स में समझ नहीं आती हमारी आवाम को। तो
Exactly.
द ब्यूटी ऑफ दिस टूल लाइज इन दैट थिंग के इसमें यू कैन गो विद डिफरेंट सिनेरियोज इवन दो आपको नहीं पता कि क्या चीज़ अप्लाई होगी पाकिस्तान में या नहीं होगी, बट यू कैन ऑलवेज सिमुलेट एंड प्ले विद दिस टूल टू फॉर एन आई ओपनिंग। So it raises the importance of climate modelers, climate modeling, और this is one of the tool जो कि climate modeling को interrelate कर रहा है with other aspects related to biodiversity and epidemics as well. Although इसमें epidemics सिर्फ और सिर्फ casualties के point of view से चीज़ें आ रही हैं, लेकिन हर चीज़ के phases होते हैं। और जिस तरह आज की आपकी थीम है एपिडेमिक्स डे के हवाले से, तो मैं उस अपने जो पिछले हमारे स्पीकर्स रहे हैं मोहतरमा जो हैं इमराना टिवाना साहिबा, और जो हमारी जो हैं मैडम अनीला अनवर थी,
जी
अमीर आदिल,
अनीला।
जी 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 अनीला साहिबा ने जो गुजारिशात की, तो वो कहीं ना कहीं आई जस्ट ट्राई टू कनेक्ट ऑल दोज डॉट्स इन टर्म्स ऑफ एपिडेमिक्स। That is something where we need to focus on this day, specifically the preparedness, how to tackle the future epidemics. If they come, अल्लाह ना करे ऐसा कोई होता है, तो preparedness is the thing which we need to focus on. और ये जो tools आप बता रहे हैं, we need to focus on scientific based थिंग्स एनालिसिस। और जितने हमारे हेल्थ प्रैक्टिशनर्स हैं अभी भी जब डायग्नोस करने जाते हैं इस डिफरेंट सीजन्स में, तो क्लाइमेट को उस तरीके से अभी तक वो नहीं कंसीडर कर रहे इन टर्म्स ऑफ डायग्नोसिस कि कोई नई हेल्थ प्रॉब्लम्स जो हैं वो कहीं क्लाइमेट रिलेटेड AQI से रिलेटेड, जनरली उनको पता है कि ये हो सकता है, लेकिन व्हाट्स नो हाउ एंड नो वाई ऑफ दोज टर्मिनोलॉजी सीम्स लैकिंग एट द प्रैक्टिशनर साइड एज वेल। तो यहाँ एक चीज़ की ज़रूरत है कि हमारी जो एकेडेमिया है वो मतलब या मेडिकल कॉलेजेस हैं वो जो हमारे अभी जैसा प्लेटफॉर्म का जिक्र हुआ और डिफरेंट कंसोर्शियम्स चल रहे हैं ESG से रिलेटेड, और इसी तरीके से जो एकेडेमिया के जो अभी जिक्र किया BNU प्लेटफॉर्म से, तो इसके ऊपर खुसूसी तवज्जो देने की ज़रूरत है। नाउ कमिंग टू क्विक केस स्टडीज रिलेटेड टू जब ये आया एपिडेमिक्स, तो हर बंदा ये देख रहा था कि आप इस एपिडेमिक्स के दौर में हम सस्टेनेबिलिटी या मिटिगेशन कहाँ ढूंढें। तो देर वर डिफरेंट अपॉर्चुनिटीज़, एकदम से डोनर का प्रेशर आना शुरू हुआ कि अब लोन हेल्थ के अलावा हेल्थ जो आपकी सप्लाई लाइंस हैं इन टर्म्स ऑफ आपकी वैक्सीनेशन की स्टोरेज के हवाले से बात की जाए, हॉस्पिटल में एनर्जी एफिशिएंट वेंटिलेटर्स की बात की जाए, एनर्जी एफिशिएंट HVAC यूनिट्स की बात की जाए, जिसमें हम कोरोना उनके पेशेंट्स को हम सेपरेट क्रिटिकली सेपरेट रख देते थे और बाईपास करते थे HVAC सिस्टम्स को, कि जो क्रिटिकल पेशेंट्स हैं उसके जो ब्रीदिंग है या जो वो इनहेल एक्सहेल कर रहा है वो आम पब्लिक उससे सेव रहे। तो दैट इज समथिंग वेयर जहाँ पर एफिशिएंट एयर कंडीशनिंग, जहाँ एफिशिएंट आपकी जो सप्लाई चेन और एक जो स्टोरेज एफिशिएंट स्टोरेज ऑफ द वैक्सीनेशंस आइदर इन ऑन ग्रिड एरियाज और ऑफ ग्रिड एरियाज, वहाँ वो पंप सामने दिखी। और इसमें डेफिनेटली हमारे जो प्रैक्टिशनर्स हैं यहाँ पर उन्होंने उसका भी फ़ायदा उठाया, ग्लोबली इसका बड़ा फ़ायदा उठाया गया आपकी रिफ्रिजरेटेड सोलर बेस्ड रिफ्रिजरेटेड कंटेनर्स के थ्रू। और एक सामने सिनेरियो दिखा कि हमने इन टर्म्स ऑफ क्लाइमेट चेंज अडेप्टेशन या प्रिपेयर्डनेस के अंदर किन चीज़ों को फोकस करना है, क्योंकि जब भी नॉर्मली क्योंकि एपिडेमिक्स इज ए सॉर्ट ऑफ हैजर्ड, जिसे आप जब आप मैपिंग करते हैं किसी भी sort of natural hazards, और उसमें could be attributed towards that जो कि man due to it could be due to like climate reasons even. For example, जिस तरह मैं अभी लोकल क्लाइमेट चेंज अडेप्टेशन एक्शन प्लान पे वर्क कर रहा था, तो मेरा जाना हुआ हरीपुर वाली साइड की कुछ लोकल वैलीज और अराउंड द स्पर्ब्स ऑफ खानपुर डैम। तो वहाँ पर ये सुनने में आया कि जो आपका जो 3 डिजीज़ या डायग्नोस करने में उनको एकदम से इकट्ठे मुश्किलात सामना हुई। फॉर एग्जांपल जिस तरह आपके मलेरिया, आपका जो साथ में डेंगू और चिकनगुनिया जो हैं, ये तीनों डिजीज़ जो डिफरेंट टाइम इंटरवल्स पे आती थी अब एक साथ आना शुरू हो गई हैं। तो वहाँ से क्या चीज़ें नई इरप्ट हो सकती हैं, साइंटिफिक स्टडीज़ और बायोडाइवर्सिटी की स्टडीज़ इस पे देखने की ज़रूरत है। सिमिलरली जो आपकी इंटरक्रॉपिंग है, या जो सनत्था उधर उगता था, लोकल स्पीशीज जो वहाँ की शरब्स होगी, या नेचर बेस्ड फेंसिंग सॉल्यूशंस के तौर पे, ताकि आपकी जो वहाँ पर फेंसिंग करके भेड़ बकरियाँ छोटे छोटे फील्ड्स को आके ना खा जाएं, आपने उन सॉल्यूशंस को भी अडॉप्ट करना है ताकि उनकी जो सबसिस्टेंट एग्रीकल्चर है वो ना इम्पेक्ट हो, पता लगे जानवर खा जाएं और इंसान के लिए कुछ पे रहे ना उनके नाना नुस्खे के लिए। तो वहाँ छोटे छोटे नेचर बेस्ड सॉल्यूशंस, और एपिडेमिक्स के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से भी अगेन कुछ हॉर्नेट्स के ऊपर जिक्र आया कि पहले हॉर्नेट्स डेडली नहीं होते थे, लेकिन जैसे जैसे ही क्लाइमेट चेंज के ऊपर इम्पेक्ट आ रहा है तो वो अब ऐसे डेडली आने लगे कि वो लोकल फर्स्ट एड से उसका अब हल नहीं रहा। सो उसके लिए अगेन आवर रेलिवेंट साइंटिस्ट्स एंड बायोडाइवर्सिटी स्पेशलिस्ट्स हैव टू प्ले देयर रोल. So summing up again on the sustainability side, that be it be mitigation, be it be adaptation, हमारे पास different tools हैं, different models हैं which can help us to derive scientific data, और data capturing on the UCVC level अगर होगी तो we can take like decisions on long term decisions on factual realities extrapolate करके, और दैट इज समथिंग लाइक आज के दिन के हवाले से तवज्जुह से मैं आई वुड आल्सो लाइक टू एक्नॉलेज जो सानिया निश्तर साहिबा हैं, अभी गावी को लीड कर रही हैं, और उनकी जो वैक्सीनेशंस हैं, जो डिफरेंट एपिडेमिक्स अक्रॉस द रीजन अक्रॉस द वर्ल्ड, जो उनकी इंटरवेंशंस हैं अभी भी कुछ ऐसी जगहों पे वो अप्लाई कर रहे हैं जो कि हम वी कैन लर्न फ्रॉम दोस, जो कि डिफरेंट अफ्रीकन कंट्रीज में अभी लॉन्च किए उन्होंने, एंड और हम बेटर प्रिपेयर फर्दर प्रिपरेशन कर सकते हैं, अपने घोड़े तैयार रख सकते हैं इन ऑर्डर टू डील एनी काइंड ऑफ जो है ना अनसीन सर्कमस्टांसेस, बी इट बी एपिडेमिक्स और एनीथिंग रिलेटेड टू हेल्थ इश्यूज. सो कितना स्टॉक होना चाहिए, कितना
Hello. Asad, hello. I think there is some problem in Asad connection. Okay, thank you, Asad. Asad said well कि जी हमें क्या करना चाहिए, हमें इन सारी चीज़ों के लिए, इस अपकमिंग पैंडेमिक के लिए, आई विल डेफिनेटली tell you कि why this upcoming pandemic preparedness is so very much important. And as far as the tool I use is concerned, उस tool के लिए, hello Asad, you are back?
Yeah, sorry for this technical glitch.
Okay, let's complete your.
No, it's okay. Like I was just closing it up that there are so many. Once you start unfolding, there are so many opportunities. मतलब जो कि एपिडेमिक्स के इर्द गिर्द जो है वो रिवॉल्व करती है, और मैं अपनी डिस्कशन को एक्सपेंड तो बहुत कर सकता हूँ, लेकिन मैं आज के दिन की मुनासबत से जस्ट ट्राइड कि जो हमारे पहले स्पीकर्स ने बात की और कुछ अपनी सबमिशंस में उसी के इर्द गिर्द रखते हुए समेट सकूँ बात को। तो मतलब बीट भी कम्युनिकेशन सिस्टम्स, आपके रिमोट एरियाज में सबसे ज़्यादा कैजुअलिटीज वनरेबल वो लोग हैं एपिडेमिक्स को देखा जाए अगर, और जहाँ पर अर्बन डेंसिटी ज़्यादा वो भी लोग क्रिटिकल बन जाते हैं, वनरेबिलिटी जहाँ पर अर्बन डेंसिटी का इम्पैक्ट आता है, तो वहां पर हम समझते हैं कि वो लोग ज्यादा बेहतर हैं जो दूर दराज इलाकों में रहते हैं.
Okay, thank you, Asad. And as far as you say about tool, that this tool is very much effective, yes, it is effective. और इस टूल का ऐसा है कि आपको एक एक चीज जो है ना वो इस कदर क्लैरिटी से आप डिस्कस करते हैं ना. फॉर एग्जांपल, इफ देयर इज ऑयल, देयर इज कोल, coal, why oil, why nature based solutions, and how we make a real policy, right? तो वो एक एक घंटे का सेशन होता है जिसमें एक एक चीज आपको जो है वो क्या की जाती है, एक्सप्लेन की जाती है. और you have shared a post about permafrost, right? increasing temperature and permafrost are directly linked, and वो जो सोए हुए bacterias थे ना 1,000 years ago, they are getting activated, and that's why humanity is in fear कि कोई पता नहीं कि आने वाले जो दिन है उसमें अगर हमने इन सारी चीजों को क्लाइमेट को एड्रेस ना किया तो डेफिनेटली हमें और पैंडेमिक्स का हमें जो है वो सामना हो सकता है। और जरूरी नहीं कि पैंडेमिक कोरोना ही हो, इट कुड बी द सम हरिकेन, सम हेल स्टॉर्म, राइट, some heat wave, strong heat
वो
wave, right?
डिजास्टर्स
So
की कैटेगरी में, हाँ
disasters
जी,
की
वो
category में आ
डिजास्टर्स की
जाती है।
कैटेगरी में, हाँ जी 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 जी।
Definitely. Now we have Dr. Khurram with us. So Dr. Khurram Joya, kindly join us and share your thoughts about today's session.
बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। Am I audible? मुझे सुन सकते हैं आप लोग?
जी बिल्कुल सुन सकते हैं, you are audible.
So, बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम and very kind regards to everyone who is present here. और सबसे पहले डॉक्टर इरम तारिक साहिबा, आपका बहुत शुक्रिया बुलाने का और to have me on this. और I have listened to Dr. Anila discussion also, and also from Asad, and also from Dr. Imrana from BNU. So it was nice to see, the people who are, let's say, some in some way or other are established in their field related to environment, or at least raising their voices for the control, for the cleanliness, for the sustainability of the environment. And also, of course, whatever is their domain, they are playing their roles for the better world, let's say. Better world, clean world, green world, whatever. I mean, there are so many words we can use for that. So let me, I will try to be brief, but more like in terms of practicality of our, let's say, as a student of science, let's say, because so many problem of the environment are related to scientific things, scientific understanding. Of course, it's also has a social, let's say, concern and social impact. I mean, social things are also revolving around the reason for the environment problem, especially if we talk about Pakistan. But of course, being a student of science, let's say, there are so many things to address, to know, to learn, and then to address, and then to apply also on a very, very smaller scale. I call it a layman scale solution or control, something like that. So, of course, in Pakistan, I mean, we as a national of Pakistan, we are personally also responsible for many and, let's say, problems and issues related to environment, especially with the air also. So, I mean, it's a huge debate on. Many of us know what is smoke, but there's a huge debate on how and why smoke is there. I belong to Lahore, and for a few months, I'm here back in Lahore, and this is the first time after a few years I have seen directly myself or experienced myself the smoke in Lahore. And I call it like, for me, it was a devastation in Lahore during that mid-October until mid-November, this period. So I was, as a local boy of Lahore, I love Lahore, I love Pakistan, but of course, I love Lahore. It's a beautiful, wonderful city. And then Lahore had its own culture, magnetism, and charisma and everything. So it was so shocking for me when I have experienced that smoke and all those things. So it was so astonishing for me. And I started to think, like next day or the day after, I started to think, what is that thing and why it's there and how to cope or deal with it and what we can do on a personal, let's say, local or domestic level or on a national level to address it, to mitigate it, to control it, and even to eliminate it. Let's say in a optimistic way, eliminate it forever. So, like I said, it's a huge debate. I mean, there's a big debate on what is smoke. So I don't want to discuss in details, but in general, it's like a particulate material which is present in the air, and because of the density of those particles, they start submerging in the air during that period, which is mid of October until mid-November. Because if we look at the climate of Lahore, in like early October, we started to have this feeling of autumn. So the summer is going, and pre-autumn or post-autumn is in the month of October, something like that. So during that time, because the heat is not too much outside, those particles started to hanging around. We call it submerged phase. So they don't go very up in the air and they don't settle down because of their size and the action, or let's say impact of the density, the gravity, sorry, on them. And then they absorb the moisture, because that is a period when we have more moisture or starting to have condensed moisture in the air. And plus, of course, we have those gases, exhaust of the carbon-based material, carbon fuel, gasoline, methane gas, and all those things, even burning of crops, and in general, let's say burning. And then these particles then stay in suspended form in the air. That's why we experience them. So if the air is, the particle become heavy, or the heavier particle, they easily, let's say, settle down on the earth. And if they are very light, they go up, very up, like let's say 500 meter above. And then, if they go up, they don't harm us so much. And if they settle down on the ground, they don't harm us so much. But when they are in the submerged phase, this is the phase where we encounter directly them, and then they start, let's say, disturbing us or damaging us. So of course, particle size is very important, but another important thing is from where those particles are coming. There are 3 or 4, let's say, sources of those particles. One source in Lahore, if I say, or let's say in most of the region of Punjab, is the dust, because we have a lot of dust in Punjab. Dust can be directly from the soil. Dust can be from the sandy areas we have in the southern Punjab. And then those particles also come from the carbon particle, which normally arise from the burning of carbon-based material. For example, cellulose, wood, paper, these type of things. And then some part of those particles are coming from the polyaromatic hydrocarbon, which is actually the exhaust of the gasoline fuel-based combustion, including our powerhouses. Now we have in Sahiwal huge power plant running with the coal also. So some part of that particle is also now coming from the Sahiwal coal power plant, and so on. Of course, there's the bigger. They are much more. The canvas is big. So the first thing is to address is we have to control those particles going into the air. We have to play our role, like I said, as a layman, as a person, as not as a scientist, but as a common man. So everyone, one of us has to raise those points that we have to control those particles, especially during that time. So we have to control those emission of the particles 1 or 2 or 3 months before that, so that when the time will come, the October will come, so that we will not have so many of those particles in the air, and then we will avoid much part of the smoke, or maybe 100% we can avoid it. I still believe we can really avoid it. And like Iram Tariq was saying, and presenting her let's say that program. Actually, it was very interesting to know that how on a bigger scale, how we can see globally and locally the environment, air pollution, and especially concerned with respect to, if we will not take it seriously, what can happen or what may happen in coming 30, 40, or 50 years. Of course, I'm sure that we might not be here after 50 years in Pakistan or on this earth, but we have next 1 or 2 generations following us. So they will be like saying so bad about ourselves after that time, that we have our elders who were scientists or this or this or this, and they did not do anything to control it, and now they have to face even more devastation if we will not take a serious step, especially with respect to raising the average temperature of the earth, which can be like from 1.5 to 3 degrees Celsius in coming 50 years. So this is like wonderful to see how Iram was presenting all those things and linking, especially so many parameters which link with each other, how we can understand it, what are the reasons, and what are different or small steps or a bigger step, which was the carbon tax, let's say, we can implement to quickly control, let's say, these things going into the environment. And myself, of course, I'm a researcher professor also. So we work on renewable energy technologies. My preliminary my research was on renewable energy technologies, especially on the chemical fuels. So if we can, instead of fossil-based or carbon-based fuel, if we can develop other fuel, let's say chemical fuel, which are coming from other resources which are non-fossils and non-carbon, then we can use them to run our automobile powerhouses and so on. And of course, the most important target is that those fuels either will be carbon neutral or carbon free. So carbon neutral is the term we use, that if you are making a chemical by using the carbon or carbon-based chemicals which are already present in the air or in the atmosphere. So then if you use that carbon or carbon dioxide, let's say, for example, and then you can turn in carbon dioxide into a fuel like ethanol or methanol or even formic acid, and then you are combusting it and putting the same carbon back into the environment. So as a let's say in the release of the next carbon as a net carbon cycle will be zero, because if you are taking, let's say, 100 molecules of carbon, and then you are putting back 100 molecules, so in a way you are not adding more carbon into the environment. So we call this scheme as a carbon neutral scheme. I mean, even this scheme is very, very attractive because you are not putting more carbon. But the other scheme, which is you can use non-carbon based material and then convert them into non-carbon based fuel using only solar energy. So that is actually very attractive. And it's not like a dream. More than 10 years ago, when I finished my PhD, when I was like in a let's say pre-phase of my research, it was looking more to me, it was looking like a dream, like a story, like a fairy tale. But now it's going to happen very soon. I mean, there's I call it like a lightning. There's a light coming out from this darkness, that the things are going very fast in the world. And I am sure that very soon, within maybe 5 or 10 years, we will have that technology which will be commercialized everywhere in the world, including Pakistan. And then we will be able to see that we are using non-carbon based material, which are converting them by technology into the fuel. And then fuel, once after combustion, the exhaust is also carbon free. So one of that very attractive fuel is hydrogen. So hydrogen, I mean, let's say primarily we can make from water using sunlight by developing some catalytic or technological material, let's say, in which I'm also working on few parts. And then we can develop hydrogen. So hydrogen-based vehicles, they're already present in the world, in many, many parts of the world. I spend a lot of my time in Europe. So in Europe, if you go, you will see many, many fuel cell-based, hydrogen-based automobiles, even buses in Sweden, and even in Germany also. I also heard few months ago that Japan already have launched a high-speed train running with the hydrogen. So hydrogen is like, like, I'm not saying it is the only solution, but it is one of the best, beautiful, attractive, green, clean solution for the future, which can address, of course, many things related to the air environmental issues. And then, of course, the advent of electric vehicles into the system. When Tesla launched it like 4 or 5 years ago, things were very slowly, but suddenly it took, let's say, it took a rise. And then, especially in the Western world, people were so much, let's say, attracted towards this electric, let's say, modern electric based vehicles. And then, 2.5 years ago, of course, China was trying a long ago, because I have studied, or I'm still studying, the history of this electric vehicles and all those things. So China was already in the part, but it was like a quiet player. But now suddenly, for last one or 2 years, China is really, like, taken a huge step. And then few of their companies like BYD and Xiaomi also, they have manufactured those beautiful, luxury, attractive cars, and which with a very low price, and also with a long range drive. So you can even, like, Xiaomi launched their car almost last year, little bit more than 1 year ago. And the attraction was that it was low price compared to Tesla. And plus, of course, the range was more than 800 kilometers. And now we know that BYD is like one of the biggest giant in this arena. And last year, I heard that they have sold more than 3 million electric cars. And this year, it is anticipated that they will be selling more than 4.5 million compared to Tesla, which is less than 2 million now. So, of course, there are so many things, so many steps are being taken by different parts of the world. And I mean, to address, at least for the time being, this problem, which is related to the gasoline-based or fossil fuel-based things. And I think now it's our time also in Pakistan that we should become ambassador in terms of, taking this as a serious note. And then, of course, not only relying on our own knowledge or our own research domain and all those things, we should address commonly to the people, discuss with common people that this is one of the solution, not the only solution. I also, let's say, I'm also like a promoter of nuclear-based technology, because it's a very cheap and it's clean also energy. Plus, of course, wind energy, which we can deploy also. We have like 500, 600, 700 coastal line from Karachi till Giovanni, I guess. So we have huge wind corridor there, but we are just somehow not relying on it. I have seen on the Google map that in many places in the southern part of Karachi, that people have developed already established those wind farms. So we have to now increase those wind farms. Plus we have sunlight available in Pakistan almost all year. So we have to, I think, use that venue also of the solar energy, wind energy, and then whatever domain we have, and then to utilize that energy or store it in terms of those chemicals or those materials, let's say, which are non-carbon, renewable, sustainable, and all those things. And yeah, one more point with respect to this industry collaboration with the researcher. I think in Pakistan, I mean, this is my view so far. I mean, it might change after 1 to 2 years, but I am also, like trying to understand how things are going with respect to commercialization of product and all those things. What I feel is in Pakistan, industry is a little bit reluctant in terms of let's say, introducing new products to the market because of the maybe price range, or because of maybe they will not compete the other giants, other player in the game. So I think the time, I mean, of course, it's a very good thing that if we have industrial collaboration with our research, but I think it's more in terms of we have to go more in terms of our let's say personal or institutional innovations and entrepreneurship. So we have to create new ideas, even if industry is unable to understand or utilize that idea. I think we should be leading our idea into developing a startup entrepreneurship, and then of course slowly things will be more like in terms of application, commercialization, and all those things. So I think that's all what I wanted to say from my side. And yeah, just one small message. I think environmental issue, we have to take it personally. I mean, we should not leave it only on the government. Of course, government have to do much more compared to us. The policy, they are the policy maker. They have the power to implement all those things. I think government is doing it, but things are really slow. So we have to, as a student of, let's say, science, as a caretaker of the environment, especially with the Pakistan, I think we should also, on each platform, whenever we find time now and then, we should address this. And plus, of course, we have to convince, if we happen to meet some officials from the government or some other people, we have to discuss them in terms of they will also take it as serious as we all are taking. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Horam. As industry want to move towards net zero, they want to move towards low carbon economy. And sorry to say, they don't know ABC of low carbon economy. They don't know ABC of, you can say, how to reduce scope 1 emission, scope 2 emission, scope 3 emission, and definitely you are addressing scope 3 emissions. Definitely we can remove scope 3 emissions, and we can go for scope 1, scope 2. And when we talk about the corporate net zero, when we addresses or we request corporate leaders, please listen us, that we have solutions for you. They are not going to listen us, but now is the time. This is the time for the serious effort from academia, from people like us who are trying to make connections, who want to connect all these you can say big what I can say, big icons or big bodies, that they sit all together, and we will give them solution, and they have to opt that solution, right? So we have our honorable doctor, my professor is also joined, Dr. Tariq Mahmood. So sir, please kindly open your mic and uh, give us some advice. As I want to share one thing with you, that I have made a sustainability program, Sustainable Lahore, in 2019, right? And at that time, my vision is that we will start the Institute of Sustainable Skills, right? So at that time, Dr. Saab joined us, and he is also with us. Where is he? Okay, sir, kindly हमें कुछ एडवाइस करें आपके बच्चे.
बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम. बहुत शुक्रिया. सॉरी, वो बीच में मैं ड्राइविंग भी कर रहा था, इस पे ज़ूम भी नहीं था, और नमाज का भी टाइम था, तो सारी चीजें मिक्स अप हो रही थी. तो अभी मैंने खुर्रम जो है साहब, माशाल्लाह बड़ी अच्छी उनकी स्पीच थी, बड़ा अच्छा उन्होंने अपना रिसर्च वर्क को भी डिस्कस किया। और इस वक्त जो उन्होंने बताया कि जो मेन सोर्सेज हैं यानी कि जो क्लीन एनर्जी के हैं, जैसे न्यूक्लियर एनर्जी है, विंड एनर्जी है, सोलर एनर्जी है, तो पाकिस्तान इज सफिशिएंट इन ऑल दीज टाइप ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजीज। तो मेरा ख्याल है सिर्फ इसको हमने जो है ना वो वर्कआउट करना है कि इन टेक्नोलॉजीज को हम पाकिस्तान में किस तरह से जो है वैलिड कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि हमारे पास न्यूक्लियर एनर्जी के भी माशाल्लाह एक्सपर्ट्स हैं, न्यूक्लियर एनर्जी के सोर्सेज भी हैं, खासतौर पे यूरेनियम वगैरह जो मेटल्स हैं, ये रिच सोर्सेज है हमारे पास। विंड एनर्जी जैसे अभी डॉक्टर खुर्रम साहब ने बताया कि हमारे पास एक बड़ी कोस्टल लाइन है जिसके ऊपर हम बहुत सारे जो है ना विंड एनर्जी के प्लांट्स जो है वो लगा सकते हैं, जिससे हम एनर्जी जो है वो हासिल कर सकते हैं। तो सोलर एनर्जी तो आपको पता है कि पाकिस्तान इज रिच ऑफ सनलाइट, तो इसलिए मेरा ख्याल है कि ये पाकिस्तान जो है किसी भी डेवलप्ड कंट्री से रिसोर्सेज के लिहाज से फॉर क्लीन एनर्जी वो पीछे नहीं है। तो सिर्फ ये है कि हमें उसको एक लाइन अप करके उसको आगे डेवलप करना है कि इसको हमने किस तरह यूजफुल एनर्जी में कन्वर्ट करना है। तो उसके लिए आप जैसे यंग लोगों की ज़ाहिर है ज़रूरत है, उन्होंने डिज़ाइन करना है कि इस एनर्जी को हमने किस तरह यूजफुल एनर्जी में कन्वर्ट करना है, ताकि पोल्यूशन जो है ये एक, पहले तो शायद ये डेवलपिंग कंट्री का ही मसला था, लेकिन अब तो वो जितने भी डेवलप्ड कंट्रीज हैं उनका भी एक बहुत बड़ा ये इशू बन गया हुआ है। तो इसलिए मेरा ख्याल है कि इसमें सभी को ही मिलजुल के काम करना पड़ेगा कोलेबोरेशन के साथ, ताकि जो है ना इसको मजीद जो है वो बेहतर से बेहतर इसका कोई हल निकाला जाए, पोल्यूशन को मिनिमाइज किया जाए और क्लीन एनर्जी एनर्जी को मैक्सिमम जो है ना उसको यूटिलाइज किया जाए।
थैंक यू
तो बहुत
सर।
शुक्रिया। मैं अभी भी गाड़ी में बैठा हुआ हूँ,
जी सर,
अभी जाना था आगे मैंने, तो इसलिए मुख्तसर यही है। बहुत शुक्रिया, जज़ाकल्लाह।
थैंक यू। So thank you, sir. Thank you once again. So all the participants, if someone want to ask some questions, तो आप में से जो भी कोई क्वेश्चन पूछना चाहे हमारे एक्सपर्ट से, तो जस्ट ओपन योर माइक। डॉक्टर उस्मा, हेलो।
अस्सलाम वालेकुम।
जी वालेकुम सलाम।
एक्चुअली मेरा ये क्वेश्चन है, आई एम अ पीएचडी स्कॉलर एट स्कूल ऑफ केमिस्ट्री यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ पंजाब। लेकिन एक्चुअली अगर मैं अपने एमफिल की बात करूं और मैं अपनी पीएचडी की भी बात करूं, तो हमारे जो बच्चे हैं रिसर्चर्स मेरे अपनी लैब में हैं, मेरे सुपरवाइजर के लैब में हैं, मेरे को सुपरवाइजर के लैब में हैं, हम सब काम कर रहे हैं। मेरा अपना सुपरवाइजर से भी एक क्वेश्चन हमेशा होता है कि वी आर कॉन्स्टेंटली स्ट्रगलिंग इन पब्लिशिंग द रिसर्च पेपर्स। लेकिन हम लोग जो हैं उस काम को, अगर हम इंटरनेशनल रिसर्चर्स को देखें, जब वो अपनी पीएचडी पोजीशंस जो हैं वो एडवर्टाइज करते हैं, तो उनका प्रोजेक्ट जो है वो ऑलरेडी लिंक्ड होता है इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट के साथ, और वो उसको उसी टाइम जो है वो यूज़ कर रहे होते हैं डिफरेंट चीज़ों को कमर्शलाइज करने के लिए। हमारे पाकिस्तान में जो है हम कॉन्स्टेंटली काम कर रहे हैं, हमारे जो रिसर्चर्स हैं वो 2% रिसर्चर्स में आ रहे हैं, टॉप रिसर्चर्स में आ रहे हैं। लेकिन स्टिल जो है इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट जो हैं वो इस चीज़ पे बिलीव क्यों नहीं करते हैं कि जो रिसर्चर्स हैं वो उनके प्रॉब्लम्स को सॉल्व कर सकते हैं, और हम लोग जितने भी काम कर रहे हैं उसको हम लोग प्रॉपरली यूज़ कर सकते हैं क्लाइमेट चेंज को एड्रेस करने में। क्योंकि हमने रिसेंटली देखा है कि पाकिस्तान में ड्राफ्ट्स वगैरह बहुत ज़्यादा आए हैं, फ्लड्स हैं, हमारे 2022 के बहुत मेजर फ्लड्स हैं, जिससे हमारी इकोनॉमी को बहुत ज़्यादा लॉस हुआ है, लाइव्स वगैरह जो हैं वो हमने लॉस की हैं। इसके अलावा बहुत से लोग अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट वगैरह भी उससे कॉज हुई है। तो क्लाइमेट चेंज पे जब हम इतना ज़्यादा काम कर रहे हैं तो हम उसे कमर्शलाइज क्यों नहीं कर पा रहे हैं?
उस्मा, इसका जवाब जो है वो मैं आपको दूंगी। डेफिनेटली यू आर सेइंग करेक्ट कि ऐसा ही होता है इंटरनेशनल। इसी तरह से होता है कि इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट जो होते हैं वो अपने साथ इंगेज कर लेते हैं यूनिवर्सिटीज के जो रिसर्चर्स होते हैं उनको, और वो इम्प्लीमेंटेशन जो है वो साइमल्टेनियसली जो है वो स्टार्ट हो जाती है। But we are habitual of greenwashing, right? We are habitual of, वो एक होगा जिस तरह से वो एक शुतुरमुर्ग की तरह सर दे देना। We are habitual of कि जी जस्ट कि ये प्रॉब्लम है, इसको ये किसी तरह से सॉल्व हो जाए, उसके बाद नेक्स्ट देख लेंगे। We don't have vision. The reason is that we are lacking in vision. If we have vision, then definitely this is the what else is that? अगर आपको कोई चीज बनी बनाई मिल रही है, अगर कोई आपको किसी चीज का सोल्यूशन जो है वो मिल रहा है, तो व्हाई यू गो फॉर इम्पोर्टिंग द थिंग्स? और आप बाहर से इतने महंगे महंगे से जो होते हैं वो रिसर्चर्स और एक्सपर्ट्स वो हायर करते हैं और बताते हैं जी, बिकॉज हम लोग लास्ट 15 से भी ज्यादा 20-22 ईयर्स से वी आर डायरेक्टली लिंक्ड विद इंडस्ट्री, एंड वी नो डेट के इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट क्या करते हैं, अपने जो इन हाउस सॉल्यूशंस होते हैं या जो रिसर्च की तरफ वो बिल्कुल नहीं जाते, बल्कि दे लाइक टू से दैट के मैंने अपनी इंडस्ट्री में ना मेरा गोरा आ रहा है, बाहर से गोरा आ रहा है। सो बट विद द पैसेज ऑफ टाइम ये गोरे ही जो है ना ये हम लोगों को ना, जब भी कार्बन फुटप्रिंट रिडक्शन पे बात करते हैं, जब डीकार्बोनाइजेशन पे बात होती है, तो व्हाट इज डीकार्बोनाइजेशन? व्हाट इज द यूजिंग ऑफ? यूएनडीपी ने क्लियरली जो है वो इंस्ट्रक्शंस दी हैं पाकिस्तानी इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट को, पाकिस्तान के लोगों को, कि move towards the real solutions, not the fake one, right? So definitely in coming future, we will definitely what we are efforting, हम किसके लिए एफर्ट कर रहे हैं? हम यही एफर्ट कर रहे हैं कि क्या हो जाए, हमारे बच्चे जो हैं वो ये जो इंडस्ट्री का जो गैप है ये फिल करें। तो इंशाल्लाह सून इन फ्यूचर डेफिनेटली इंडस्ट्री के साथ जो है ना वो यूनिवर्सिटी का लिंक होएगा ही होएगा। और एनी अदर क्वेश्चन? एनी अदर क्वेश्चन? कोई और कोई सवाल करना चाहे?
इरम साहब, एक छोटा सा कमेंट है।
जी जी बताएं।
अच्छा, वो डॉक्टर नीला कह रही थी ना कि वुमेन को एम्पावर करें, बिल्कुल ठीक है। मेरा ये है कि कॉन्सेप्ट ये है कि एम्पावर एवरीवन।
नाइस डॉक्टर अनीला, आप भी जवाब दें इफ यू आर लिसनिंग।
जी जी बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, मैंने सुन लिया है सर की बात। और देखें, एम्पावरमेंट बाकी तो सारी है ही, अगर हमें ऐड अप कर लेंगे ना तो वो डबल हो जाएगा।
आप लोग अनीला, आप लोग ऑलरेडी एडिड है, बल्कि एडिड भी नहीं, आप लोग माशाल्लाह आप हो। जैसे ये इरम साहिबा हैं और लोग हैं, मैं फॉलो करता रहता हूँ वुमेन को। वुमेन आर डूइंग, आई मीन जो जिनके वो जो है ना कि वट एवर देयर डोमेन एंड देयर एक्सेस, वो वंडरफुल काम कर रही हैं, टू बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट। तो मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता है देखना। मैं ना अक्सर लोगों को कहता हूँ, स्टूडेंट्स को, व्हेन आई एम गिविंग टॉक्स, कि मैं बहुत कम ना इंस्पायर हुआ हूँ अपनी लाइफ में ना औरतों से। औरतों का मतलब है इन टर्म्स ऑफ वर्किंग से। तो अभी वो ना मेरा वो स्टेटमेंट काफी हद तक ना चेंज हो चुका है, बल्कि खत्म हो चुका है। मैं अब देख रहा हूँ कि अब पाकिस्तान में फीमेल्स यंग और सारी बहुत कुछ कर रही हैं और ज्यादा एक्टिव है। मतलब वो नजर आता है उनमें एनर्जी हम आदमियों से भी ज्यादा है। हम आदमियों को भी चाहिए अब किड्स, वो कहते हैं ना कि वेकअप कॉल है हमारे लिए कि हम भी आए और कुछ करें, अदरवाइज वुमेन आर गोइंग टू नॉट लाइक क्रश अस, बट दे आर गोइंग टू विन द रेस वेरी सून, और मे बी दे हैव ऑलरेडी वन।
सर इवन यूनिवर्सिटीज में आपने देखा है, हम जब क्लासेस लेते हैं तो क्लास में पहले तो रेशो होती थी कि लड़के, इवन इंजीनियरिंग यूनिवर्सिटी में लड़के ज्यादा थे लड़कियां कम। अब लिटरली हमारी क्लासेस में देखें तो ज्यादा फीमेल्स हैं जो आगे आ रही हैं, और अच्छी उनकी हर लिहाज से कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स में, बातचीत में, इवन नॉलेज में। तो ये चेंज आ रहा है। हालांकि ये इक्वली होना चाहिए, हम इक्विटी पे और इक्वालिटी पे बिलीव रखते हैं। तो लेकिन ये है कि अब ये है कि वुमेन आर लीडिंग।
अच्छा सर,
तो
That's it.
इंशाल्लाह
इरफान,
से
Actually, sir, Irfan is with us. Hello, sir. Are you hearing me? I think शायद. Okay, ma'am. Ma'am Imrana. I think she has left. Okay जी everyone, हम एक छोटा सा ना स्क्रीनशॉट लेते हैं. ये आगे. Sir Irfan, if you want to say anything. Sir Irfan.
मुझे कहा है कुछ.
जी मैंने सर इरफान को कहा है.
अच्छा अच्छा
ही इज फ्रॉम स्टेट बैंक पाकिस्तान. ठीक है.
अच्छा जी.
और if sir you are listening me, kindly just give your remarks.
मैम थैंक यू वेरी मच. माशाल्लाह से बहुत ही अच्छा तरीके से कंडक्ट किया आपकी सारी टीम ने, और ये वाकई बहुत ही इंफॉर्मेटिव था. हमारा जो है ना श्रेडेड नोट जो है वो हम उसको सब्सिक्वेंटली जो है वो इस्तेमाल करते हैं कहीं ना कहीं, और उसमें केमिकल होता है. वो बर्निंग में इस्तेमाल नहीं हो सकता. तो आई वुड रिक्वेस्ट डॉक्टर अनीला कि वो कोई हमसे इस मामले में कोई डिस्कस कर सकती हैं किसी टाइम पे, ताकि उसकी बेहतर यूटिलाइजेशन कैसे की जा सके, क्योंकि वो टोटली वेस्ट में जा रहा है. इतना सारी क्वांटिटी में श्रेडेड नोट आता है और हम उसको कंप्रेस कर देते हैं और उसको हम उसके जो ना ब्रिक्स बना देते हैं. वो हमारे लाहौर भी पड़े हुए हैं और बाकी जगहों पे भी है, और उसको हम आल्दो कि हम कहीं ना कहीं उसको यूटिलाइज कर रहे हैं, बट उसकी प्रोडक्टिव यूजेज क्या हो सकती है, क्योंकि ह्यूज क्वांटिटी में ये वेस्ट निकलता है.
थैंक यू वेरी मच सर. मैं सुन रही हूँ आपको, और इंशाल्लाह प्लीज़ मुझे बताइएगा, कोई टाइम बताइएगा. इंशाल्लाह हम बहुत सारी वेस्ट रिडक्शन पे, वेस्ट प्रोडक्ट्स को यूज़ करके क्लाइमेट चेंज जो है उसको देख रहे हैं कि किस तरह से उसको हम यूज़फुल प्रोडक्ट्स में कन्वर्ट कर सकते हैं. तो इंशाल्लाह ताला आपके साथ एक मीटिंग रख लेते हैं, तो इस पे भी करते हैं. तो
राइट
बल्कि
नाउ
यही
हम
हमें.
किसी
जी जी.
एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर के साथ हम कोलैबोरेट करना चाह रहे थे कि
हम्म.
उसको कैसे जो है ना फर्दर वो एज ए जो है ना फर्टिलाइजर के तौर पे कन्वर्ट कर सकते हैं फार्म्स
अच्छा
के
हम
ऊपर.
सर चलें, हम फर्टिलाइजर्स पे ना, क्योंकि मेरा नैनो टेक्नोलॉजी है तो वी आर वर्किंग ऑन नैनो फर्टिलाइजर्स. तो हम फर्टिलाइजर्स की जो बहुत बड़ी एक मिकदार होती है, वी कैन easily replace kilograms of fertilizers with nano fertilizers. तो हम उसको यूज कर रहे हैं फॉर द स्लो रिलीज ऑफ न्यूट्रिएंट्स, और हमने कुछ इंडस्ट्रीज ऑन बोर्ड हैं उनको दिए हैं, और वो उनके बीड्स बनाए हैं एल्जीनेट के साथ डिफरेंट तरीकों से, और उनको वो यूज़ किया है. उस पर कुछ पब्लिकेशंस पे अगर आप मेरे नाम के साथ देखें लास्ट मंथ में आई है. तो वी आर वर्किंग ऑन नैनो फर्टिलाइजर्स एज वेल. तो वो हम इंडस्ट्रीज कुछ ऑन बोर्ड हमारे पास भी हैं. तो अगर आप कोई टाइम देते तो इंशाल्लाह वी कैन सॉर्ट इट आउट. हम देखते हैं कि इसको किस
मैं
तरह
जो
से
हमारी
manage किया जा
कंसर्न
सकता
टीम है मैं उनसे
है. जी
रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि वो आपसे कांटेक्ट कर लें,
जी.
क्योंकि ये तो जो हमारा करेंसी मैनेजमेंट डिपार्टमेंट है मैं उनसे रिक्वेस्ट करता हूँ कि वो किसी इसको देख लें. और बाकी रहा वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट का, तो आई कैन श्योर यू कि हमारा जो स्टेट बैंक है उसने तो बड़े अच्छे टारगेट सेट किए हुए हैं कि वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट के भी प्लस जो है उनकी एम्प्लॉयमेंट के भी. और वी आर टारगेटिंग अप टू 30% नाउ, कि हमारे पास एम्प्लॉयमेंट जो है वो 30% के करीब करीब अभी खवातीन की हो चुकी हुई है. मे बी ये फर्दर आगे बढ़े, और ये स्टार्टेड फ्रॉम 10, 4-5 साल भी इतना गैप कवर हुआ है. और ये आई थिंक कमर्शियल बैंक्स भी कर रहे हैं मोस्ट प्रोबेबली. तो काफ़ी हद तक जो है ना वो बेहतर इस्तेमाल जो खवातीन के रिसोर्स का है, टैलेंट का है, वो हो रहा है. और वी आर वेरी प्राउड कि हमारे पास जितने भी हमारे फीमेल एम्प्लॉइज हैं दे आर डूइंग मच बेटर देन द मेल मेंबर्स अराउंड.
Okay जी, we have Tariq Khalil साहब, who is textile expert, rather textile का उनको बहुत ज़्यादा तजर्बा है, और डेफिनेटली क्लाइमेट चेंज में जो है सस्टेनेबल टेक्सटाइल जो है वो एक बहुत बड़ा कंट्रीब्यूटर है. टेक्सटाइल जो है वो एक बहुत बड़ा कंट्रीब्यूटर है. तो तारिक साहब आप जो है अपना वो दें थोड़ा सा इंसाइट दें इस सारे सेशन में कि हाउ टेक्सटाइल और certifications also. Tariq is the lead auditor and Lean Six Sigma. I've just seen Lean Six Sigma is here, so I am glad to invite तारिक साहब कि वो अपना थोड़ा सा जो है वो हमारे साथ शेयर करें कि हाउ द सर्टिफिकेशंस, जो हमारी सर्टिफिकेशंस है वो किस तरह से जो है वो हेल्पफुल हैं इस सारी हमारी क्लाइमेट की एफर्ट में. हेलो हेलो.
थैंक यू इरम, आपने मुझे इन करने का शुक्रिया. और नो डाउट मैंने आपका ये सारा सेमिनार, ये सारा व्लॉग सुना. इट वाज वेरी गुड और बहुत अच्छा आपने कंडक्ट किया. थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर ऑल दिस. तो जो आपने ये पॉइंट डिस्कस किया है अबाउट सर्टिफिकेशंस, नो डाउट सर्टिफिकेशंस का हमारी टेक्सटाइल इंडस्ट्री, हर इंडस्ट्री में और पर्टिकुलरली टेक्सटाइल इंडस्ट्री में उनका बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट रोल है. बिकॉज वंस अ कंपनी इज सर्टिफाइड तो उसके लिए बहुत इजी है बाहर डिफरेंट कस्टमर के साथ कोलेब्रेशन करना और उनके साथ करना. इसके साथ साथ ही जो गोट्स की सर्टिफिकेशन है, जो ऑर्गेनिक स्टैंडर्ड्स हैं, वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. बिकॉज हमारे एनवायरनमेंट के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से उसमें हम अपने गोल्स और वो चीज़ें सेट कर देते हैं जो कि हेल्प करती है किसी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को इम्प्रूव करने में अपने सिस्टम को. तो सर्टिफिकेशंस नो डाउट किसी भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस के लिए उसको अपलिफ्टिंग में बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट रोल प्ले करती हैं.
Okay, thank you. Now we have last 15 minutes. Or, sir, definitely we have to move towards corporate net zero, right? So if we have such a talent, such a solution, then there's no, you can say, कोई ऐसा मसला नहीं है कि we can plan a good policy, we can go towards good solutions. But the thing is, only thing is that we have to connect all together, we have to shape the things and we have to act upon, right? We have to act upon. Because वो green washing नहीं चलेगी, knee jerk reaction, there is not a silver spoon कि हम 1 मिनट में कर लेंगे. What we have to do when I especially talk with corporate people, I said was this, they asked me how we can earn carbon credits. And my answer is that you can't. Because you have to reduce your carbon footprints, then you have to set your targets. Targets mean that if someone, banks have to set their targets, that in the long-term targets or short-term targets, right? So first of all, we have to set our short-term targets. And when we start real actions or real things and we develop real projects to address the problem, and the problem is only one: greenhouse gas emission and rising temperature. और कुछ भी नहीं करना, सिर्फ हमने टेम्परेचर को लिमिट करना है. उसको लिमिट करने से ही हम जो है वो स्कोप 1, स्कोप 2, स्कोप 3 जो है उसको एड्रेस कर सकेंगे. और उसको एड्रेस करने से ही वी आर एबल टू मूव टुवर्ड्स द नेट जीरो. और ये जो नेट जीरो और ये लो कार्बन इकोनॉमी जो है उसको हम क्या कर सकेंगे, अचीव कर सकेंगे. और कमिंग पैंडेमिक्स जो है उसको भी हम, क्योंकि यहाँ पे एक चीज डिस्कस नहीं हुई, क्योंकि इतना बड़ा टॉपिक है ना क्लाइमेट, और हमें एकदम से हर तरफ से प्रेशर आ रहा है. हमने पहले कोई काम नहीं किया हुआ, इन एक्चुअल जिसे कहना चाहिए वर्किंग हमने नहीं की हुई. ठीक है, तो इसलिए इट इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट फॉर, एंड एवरीवन इज गोइंग फॉर ESG, एवरीवन इज स्टेपिंग टुवर्ड्स ग्रीन वॉशिंग, राइट? अगर अब हमने ग्रीन वॉशिंग की ना तो फिर हमारे लिए कोई वो नहीं है, मतलब ये कि हमारी कोई बचत नहीं है. ठीक है, हम उर्दू बोलें या इंग्लिश बोलें, वी आर एक्सपर्ट्स इन आवर फील्ड्स, वी हैव एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ 15 years और 20 years. 15 साल पहले, 20 साल पहले आई लाइक कि जी मैं बहुत अच्छी अंग्रेजी बोल रहा हूँ. अब मुझे सिर्फ एक चीज की फिक्र है कि वी हैव टू इम्प्लीमेंटेशन होनी चाहिए, राइट? If there is no implementation, then there is nothing at all. World is not good for us. So for this note, I am going to thank you all of you for your kind time and your participation. And I am going to take a screenshot. अगर आप सब अपनी कैमराज ऑन कर लेना तो एक बड़ी अच्छी सी स्क्रीनशॉट जो है वो हो जाएगी. Kiranji, I will share this screenshot. This is the beginning, or definitely we all together will make certain programs and we will move towards implementation this time. Okay, thank you all of you.
Thank you.